Now, I'm not saying that we go to war with Cleo and take a bunch of her cities. I'm also not saying that we absolutely own the Monopoly game. And I'm also definitely not saying that we win this game by turn 180. But what I am saying is you should watch this video. You should enjoy this video. Just kick back, relax. Just enjoy the soothing, the calming, the soothing and calming, really, presence of a victory, the chef's kiss victory, well won. All right, we are back to finish up this game as Vietnam, which is crazy because in between this session, I've recorded, edited, and uploaded a whole Coupe game. Thank you guys all so much for the support on the Coupe game. I really, really appreciate it. Let's hop back in as Vietnam. It's going to take me a minute to get readjusted to this game, and we'll chat about where we're going to go from here. Before we get going, I just wanted to thank Neon Embers for being our newest channel member. Thank you so much for your support. If you would like to become a channel member and support the channel in that way, the link is in the description below. It really helps me out a little bit. You guys get a few little perks as well, including city names in the middle of these videos, which is awesome. And so I really appreciate that. But thank you so much, Neon Embers, for the support as a channel member. So what we're doing really well in this game is actually just the cultural aspect of it. Obviously, having 326 culture when the next highest is 142 is great. We are doing very, very well in the science game. This game has gone super well for us. We just hit sanctuaries. We're just getting some universities up as well. We also have some groves going in, so hopefully we can save some of this 217 gold per turn and buy sanctuaries. I know they're quite expensive, around 1,700 to 2,000 gold somewhere. That'll give us more gold and more science. Combined with the universities and some of the encampments we have, I think our best bet to win is actually come down to these unwalled cities. I don't know how he hasn't hit steel yet. He has how much? Where is steel on this exactly? It is up here in the modern era. So he hasn't hit steel yet. And when you hit steel, you get a whole bunch of fortifications in your cities, and he hasn't done that yet. So coming down and trying to blitz down Kokorum and Kokoda here is a good plan. The reason why is they're hogging all the monopolies. The easiest two monopolies for us to get will be coffee. Both of the resources we don't have are here, and cocoa, both of which are right under this volcano. And so what we need is to take these cities, ideally, to grab those monopolies to boost our tourism. I still haven't quite decided if that's how we want to approach it, but it is something we are going to have to think about. In terms of our governors, I think going curator is a really good idea. Obviously, getting 100% tourism from all of your great works, very helpful for a culture game where you're just trying to get as many tourists as possible. More national parks, more era score, more tourism, more amenities. We pretty much like everything about national parks here. We can now buy the sanctuary as well. The sanctuary is a boost to your, what's it called? Preserve district. So all of these tiles getting boosted by the preserve will now have gold and science added to them as well, giving us a huge advantage over the AI in terms of how much science we can generate if we got all these preserves going. As you can see, he just hit steel right now. Hitting steel right now upgraded all his walls. It added fortification, and so these cities are going to be much harder to take now. We missed our window, and that's fine. I think tomorrow was the easier target. I think it was really smart to head up here and have this war. It just sucks that we missed our window to take out these two cities, which would have been really good monopolies for us. I think maybe the best option for us is actually coming down and hitting Cleopatra here. She does have a fairly high military number. We do have Himiko, though, and Himiko's going to give all our units plus 10 combat strength. And if we come down and try and hit Cleopatra, we can take Says. That'll be 2 more spices for that monopoly as well, which will be helpful. She has walls down here. I think we're going to hit plains soon-ish, though, if we do decide we want to do that. So I will be bringing these Void Chens down. If we take a look at the Monopolies screen quickly, we're not really close to any kind of Monopoly. At 4 out of 11, 1 out of 3, 1 out of 3. These are the ones we really want to get our hands on. 1 out of 10, 1 out of 6. We still have a lot of ways to go if we're going to try here for a Monopoly. I have 2 great merchants set up, so the second we are able to get corporations in 2 turns here, I already have those merchants set up. So I'm going to make sure they're already sitting on industries ready to go, ready to make those corporations for us. I'm also saving up for Himiko here. If we take a look at Himiko's going to cost us 1,360 to re-grab here. What we need is for Himiko to come down with these units right here and just quickly take size so we can grab that. Never a bad time to get a +4 theater square down in a culture game, so we shall do it now. Even though it's turn 147, now's a good time. Anytime, a good time for a +4 theater square. I'm going to try and use all our Diplo Fever here to upgrade ranged units by 5 combat strength. That will help out our Void Chens a lot, combined with the Himiko, combined with the Great General. That should be an absolutely massive boost. Cocoa gaining no amenities is great. We don't have any cocoa, I don't think, or at least we're missing 2 of them. And ranged units getting +5. Awesome stuff. I'm going to grab Grandmaster's Chapel here. I think just being able to buy the odd unit with Faith might be useful. I don't think we have a huge need for the Intelligence Agency in this game, so I think we'll be fine. We've been getting Reina going. I want the ability to buy districts later in the game. We don't have Hercules, so Contractor here is a really good ability, and I think just putting her in a city with a commercial hub has been going well for us just to double up that adjacency a little bit. We can grab Himiko back, so we shall do that indeed, and we shall immediately move Himiko over to Sukumi, so next turn we will go and make our play on Sais. We also need to have a melee unit to take that city, so we'll have to buy one here to kind of run down and do that. I don't think any of our melee units are particularly nearby. I could also just Suze Granada quickly and take this musketman to do it. That's probably easier and saves us a little bit of gold. Corporations are now a thing that we can grab. They do a few cool things for us. The first thing they do is add a bunch of food, production, and gold on top of an industry. So wherever your industries are, you can do that. They do take up a great merchant, so you're going to have to fully use the great merchant. We have been saving those up. You can then name your corporation, and getting all those yields is super nice. The next thing they do we'll talk about later when we actually get to it, and that's building projects that you can swap between your stock exchanges to give the ability of this industry and corporation here over to another city, but we'll talk about that later when we do it. Second corporation going down here. That's perfect. The New World Spice is limited. Fantastic stuff, and we are ready and raring to go. We now have +40 culture in this city, and we have +40% growth in this city as well. Absolutely massive for us. It's incredible. 15 pop cities are going to make Grand Opera. Really nice as a policy card later. We're going to quickly tech into field cannons so I can upgrade all these Void Chens after we take Sai. That'll make it a little easier to come down and take Swanette as well. But I think we're going to declare war soon and just kind of head in here and do it, you know? I think the Forbidden City is a really good wonder for us. I think I can squeeze this time down quite a bit as well. So I think just chucking in 100 games, Humble Abode here, is probably a smart idea for us just to steal it away from the AI. It is time to declare war, baby. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Oh, we're able to just walk in, dude. Just straight up just come in, say hello. Getting 2 hits on the walls in 1 turn. Fantastic stuff. I am going to bring this unpromoted Void Chen in to be a core with this unit here. That way, this +4 unit that can attack twice is a core and is less likely to die in the process of doing this. Ooh, interestingly enough, Georgia decided she wanted to have a go. Cleopatra's bringing a lot of units up through here, too. Oh, boy. I may have, I don't want to use the word underestimated, but just not estimated correctly how many units would be pumping through here. So the cavalry, though, is just completely abandoned the mission. She's giving up Sai. That's totally fine for us. We shall take it. We have the loyalty. We now have 2 more spices, which is totally worth it. We will now upgrade these guys to field cannons in just a couple turns. We will put the cheap upgrade card in. Once we have field cannons, we will head over and start hitting on Swanette as well. All of our friends still want to be friends for us or with us. That's fantastic. We shall make sure we are grabbing alliances with all of them so they cannot be rude to us for another 30 turns. Tamar is trying to fight up here. She's not really doing a good job. She's not really stopping me from doing anything. Both Egypt and Tamar have taken a builder, but overall, they're not bothering us too much. If we take a look at the culture lead, too, we are starting to pull away a little bit with a culture victory, which is awesome considering we have no monopolies. In terms of spices right now, we are at 3 out of 11. Now we have 5 out of 11 if we take what we have inside. We still need to find 7 out of 11. There's 6. So we now have 6 out of 11. We need 1 more to get a spices monopoly. Time to make sure we have the force modernization card in so we can upgrade these units on the cheap next turn when they become field cannons. I think it's time to start appointing Victor, and I think I'll appoint Victor in Neon Embers. This is a good city to have a little bit of more of a defensive posture in. We also have just finished our Grandmaster's Chapel, so I can buy some units with Faith if I need to. It's an absolute steal. It's only going to cost us 135 gold to upgrade both of these Void Chens into field cannons here. They keep their promotions and all that fun stuff. I think it's also worth building another or buying another field cannon with Faith here for 660 just to merge here to build another core as we go into this war here. Also worth noting, we've hit a golden age 12 turns early. We're not going to have monumentality in the next golden age, but we are still going to be able to put a lot of loyalty pressure on Cleopatra when we take her cities. I'm going to buy a pike and shot down here as well. I think it's a good anti-cav unit. It looks like she has a lot of cavalry coming around. It's also a good unit to take the city with if we can break down the walls. What type of walls does she have? Ancient Medieval Renaissance. So siege tower is completely worthless. All right, we have a really good setup here. We have a melee unit that can tank the wall hits. We have this great general is useless. The reason why it's around is because +2 loyalty per turn for the city. When we take it, it's going to have 1 population, so we're going to need all the help we can get. But now we're getting a Himiko boosted 2 shots from this field cannon, 1 shot from this field cannon, and some melee units that can take some hits, which I think is generally pretty important for us. It's really nice to just be able to faith by field cannons in all of our cities to defend. If you guys weren't aware, this is something I actually learned from Peppermint Butler. If you guys aren't watching Peppermint Butler on Twitch, you're completely doing Civ wrong. The way your AI range strength works, or your walls range strength, it's just the highest ranged unit you've built. And so when we upgraded all these to field cannons, all of our wall combat hits are now hitting as if they are field cannons, which is why we're doing so much more damage as they were. I knew it had something to do with that. I didn't know it was as simple as it's such a small thing to learn, but it's very, very helpful to know. As this is going on, we don't want to lose focus as to why we're doing this war in the first place. We're trying to get these luxury resources so we can have some monopolies, right? So we want to take a look. We're doing 40 out of 121 in culture. That's really, really good for this point in the game. 6 out of 11 sugar. We just need 1 more. In terms of spices, we have 5. That'll be 6. That'll be 7. We now have enough for spices. I'm going to buy this builder here and get that monopoly online. She's bringing a warrior to her defense. Who thinks this is going to go well for her? I'm not sure she realizes exactly what's happening right now. We have those 2 spices online. We now have a spices monopoly here. 7 out of 11. You can see that Genghis has a dyes monopoly, which is not very helpful for us at all. But you can see with our monopoly, if we head to the culture screen here, that we are now getting plus 280% tourism from a luxury resource monopoly, which is absolutely a massive amount of tourism. All right, Swanet is ours. It's going to give us 2 more mercury, which is fantastic. We're going to use the Great General in the city to apply to loyalty, which will be very helpful. We shall keep the city. It's going to be a minute. We can move Victor down, I think. We'll move Victor down here. -1 to +6 feels great. And next turn, we shall move on. I'm going to send this Cuirassier ahead of time on to Necken, which doesn't have walls, crazily enough. I also thought it'd be fun to get Beowulf, just as a little bit of happy fun time. So we have Beowulf coming down to just help delete some of these cities. We're going to see if Tamar wants to make peace. She'll do it for 66 gold for 30. Will you just do it for some Diplo favor? What if I give you a spices? A sugar? You know you want this. You know you want this. Don't be silly, Tamar. She's going to do it for 50 Diplo favor, a spices, and a sugar. She's selling out Cleo big time. I just don't want to have to deal with this while I have this war going on down here. Himiko is just so freaking strong, man. We're absolutely just mauling over this city. I think we might actually be able to take it in 1 turn. Beowulf is also really strong. Not quite 1 turn. Pretty close to just 1 turn straight up. I'm going to pillage that for faith, though, so we can buy some more units here. We have nationalism, so now we can buy armies. So I think just getting a couple field cannon armies will go a long way. I looked at the wrong thing here. We have nationalism now, or mobilization, sorry, so we can build armies, and I think that's going to be enough to just kind of seal it for us. All right, we have Necken. Yo! Easy money. All right, that's 2 more sugars. That'll be a sugar monopoly, not even close to a mercury monopoly. But this will, at one point in time, in just a moment here, be a sugar monopoly. So let's get the pike and shot to come in here. Beowulf's going to come out. Now, Beowulf has 6 charges, and I think he can just delete a unit, right? Yeah, he just straight up deletes a unit from the map. So we'll come and take Shadet next. We're not trying to go for the capital here. We're just trying to take luxury resources. So this will be a fine move to come up here and grab some more spices. We got an extra wildcard policy slot now, so we shall be taking Grand Opera to improve our culture even more. Hooray! We have armies, we have armies, we have armies. One of the things we're able to do now is just straight up purchase districts with Reina. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take this preserve. We're going to plop it right there. Boom, it has been planted. Now I need to work on making this appeal a little better so we can buy a grove here and a sanctuary as well. The industrial era is upon us. We don't know what that holds really for Cleopatra. Hopefully it's not anything that deals with loyalty. Cleopatra is in fact in a dark age, so we're going to have full loyalty control over her cities. At this point, getting wonder production is really nice. Campus district adjacency gives us production as well. I think we have enough wonders. If we take a look at the culture screen, which we'll do in a second, we're already well on our way to a sub 200 victory. So we're going to go reform the coinage here just to give us quite a bit more gold so we can buy buildings, buy units. 64 out of 128 victory in 16 turns. Now, that's not a perfect encapsulation of the victory, but in just a couple turns, we're going to be adding, 2 sugar resources to that for a monopoly, maybe a couple Mercuries as well. I think this game is wrapping up pretty soon. So she has Hercules and Shadette. Hercules has been around for a while, so we know Hercules is going to be kind of finished soon. So what we're going to do is we're just going to, while we're waiting, just for funsies, we're going to kind of come in here and we're going to start taking some of these other cities that can be useful for us. More great artists equals more great artists, or more great artists equals more culture, more tourism, all the fun things we are still looking for in a culture victory. How much are we getting? We're getting 360 from luxury resource monopolies. That doesn't even include the sugar monopoly we are about to have once we get these 2 sugars under our belt. So I'm sure we'll be fine here in just a minute. Democracy unlocked. Gonna give us food. Gonna give us production for trading with our allies. All stuff we really like. Gonna give us a few more card slots as well to play around with and really make this game work for us. I am going to go wonder production. There are a few wonders I have my eyes on. I know I just said that I wasn't going to build wonders, but I think now's a good time to do it. We don't have much else to build. I can buy most things in most cities, and then commercial hub and harbor adjacency just to beef up this gold number a little bit more as well. That is now a sugar monopoly. He has 2 monopolies too now. He has 3 monopolies. Oh my goodness. Kublai Khan has 3 monopolies. We're going to have to do something about that. And he doesn't look like he's doing the rest of the culture stuff, like building national parks, having a high amount of culture, anything like that. But 3 monopolies still gives you a huge percentage because our percentage right now is 490%. Just as a backup plan, we are going to go rock bands here. I don't think I'm going to need them, but I do think it's a good backup plan. They're going to give us lots of tourism if we do end up needing them, and we certainly have enough faith for it. One of the wonders I have my eye on that I'm going to try and build is Big Ben here. We don't have a lot of production towards it yet. I'll work on that in a minute. But I do think Big Ben's going to give us a lot of great merchant points that can help build corporations if we haven't built enough yet. We can tell Hercules has died because Shadette went from 91 combat strength to 67. So we're just going to move our army up around here and take Shadette from this direction. Up to around 600 culture at turn 174. Not too shabby at all. The last kind of step to my plan here is I am going to buy a rock band or 2 in Boesthius Palace and just send them into Mongolia and just start having them take over. I don't think I can afford to. Nope. Start having take some of Mongolia's tourists because they have that monopoly. They'll be collecting a few of them. We'll move to environmentalism for an extra 25%. We'll move to computers up here as well. Don't think we'll need either of those, but still good to have those kind of in the back pocket. I found time to squeeze in one more national park, so I shall do so up here. The rest of my faith I think I'm just going to use on rock bands, kind of because we can, to be honest. I do want to point out just how I've lined my military up a bit, just so you guys can understand. I want to avoid the encampment hit here, so I've moved everyone up. We know Beowulf can take a few hits. We have a couple pillages here. If anyone needs to pillage for health, there's a tile for them to back up to. We have both of our army double hit field cannons in a good spot. Himiko's there. We're also bringing our bombard in as well. What I don't want to do is move anyone to this tile where they can get hit once by the walls and once by the encampment. That seems like an excessive amount. Album cover art is the best possible deal as a rock band, especially the first one. So first rock band's going to get that. He's going to go play on some of the wonders in Kokoda here, and that should be perfect for us. It says we're going to win in 3 turns now, even without the rock band. I think our tourism is just very, very overwhelming. Where have we collected tourists from? 24, 22, 23, 20, 21. So a pretty even collection of tourists. We're getting 490% boost from luxury resource monopolies, though. And I think that's obviously what's making the difference in this game. Let's take a little bit of break from that, though, and take Shadette a little bit. Because this is fun. Himiko's a blast, isn't it? We like to have fun sometimes on this channel. We like to take... I know I said I wasn't moving anyone to the tile. You know what? Whatever. We're doing whatever we want to do now. Shadette! Yo! I mean, 2 more spices to add to the old Monopoly feels good. I think at this point it's pretty pointless, as I think the game's probably ending, but it's very symbolic. We did lose the Big Ben, though. Someone stole the Big Ben, which is, you know what? That's just rude. That's just rude. I told you I wanted the Big Ben, and you stole the Big Ben. I don't like it when people steal the Big Ben. All right, Mr. Rock Band, it's time to pop off. You are on the Ma Bodhi Temple. 2,500 tourism. Yo. Woohoo. That's like 10 turns worth of tourism, baby. It does have to feel kind of bad if you're Cleo right now. Like, you didn't do anything. The only thing you did wrong was literally have spices in your territory. That was the only thing that you did that someone else didn't like, was have spices in your territory. I think it's a bit unfortunate to be punished for that. It's not really your fault. 3,000 tourism, but the old rock band is gone. Mega sad. Very upsetting. It's okay though, because we got another one coming right in behind here. Day enemy. Didn't get a level up. Only got 187 tourists, but you know what? That's a good effort. We appreciate a good effort here at youtube.com/VanBradley. We have done it. We have won this game at turn 180. We have 141 out of 141 required. All that means is if we hit shift enter here, the turn is going to proceed without our input, and that'll be the victory screen for a turn 180 culture victory as Vietnam, with a little bit of saucy domination thrown in. Holy smokes. Ladies and gentlemen, monopolies are powerful. Monopolies are powerful. Turn 180 takes a solid effort, and monopolies really helped us speed up and get there. We were doing okay before. I think we might have been able to do a sub 200 before monopolies, but still, a turn 180 culture win with monopolies has been great. I really hope you guys enjoyed this series. I hope you guys liked the little bit of the domination twist in there. You know, this is my first time playing with monopolies. I played a few games in between, but it's a bit of a mixture as I recorded this game. And having a new way to play the game, like culture victory, you don't associate it with domination, but we did it for the resources in this game, and it worked out really well. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, check out all the links in the comments. We have a Twitch channel, a Discord, a Twitter, all places you should be hanging out. Hit the like and subscribe button. Let me know what you thought in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.